All right, second video today. I wasn't going to do this, but I think it needs to be said because, as you guys know, I'm a sports fanatic. Well, you're probably figuring it out. So they were talking about in the gym with a couple of my buddies. Well, acquaintances. I really don't try to make buddies in the gym because I don't like people per se. Not really. I'm not a big people person. I kind of just want to do my thing and leave. Where are you going, buddy? Okay, we're good. So they were talking about rookie of the year and coach of the year and things like that. And I'm very, very adamant on Dan Campbell receiving the coach of the year. And I'm from Ohio, so obviously there's some delusional fans, which I'm one of them. I'm a Browns fan. I am a Browns fan. I also root for the Minnesota Vikings because when the Browns left, my favorite color was purple. So I picked my favorite color to be my team, which is the Vikings, because they were purple. Because I wasn't picking the Ravens. No. Anywho, I was telling them, everyone's saying, oh, yeah, it's Stefanski did it with 4 quarterbacks and yada, yada, yada. And this is my rebuttal to that. Let's say Joe Flacco doesn't sign with Cleveland. Okay? And let's say he goes and signs with like Minnesota or another team that's got quarterback issues. Doesn't he instantly make that team better? Like, let's say he goes to Minnesota and he's got Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, pre-ACL tear, which it was the last week of the season he tore that. So, he would have had him. He would have all that. So Cleveland would have still been a mediocrity, and probably they don't make the playoffs without Joe Flacco coming off the couch. And Minnesota would probably, that's rough because they'd have had to beat Green Bay and beat Detroit the last 2 games with Joe Flacco. Justin Jefferson was back. So let's just say hypothetically he signed with Minnesota, or he signed with like the Jets or something like that. Cleveland isn't going anywhere with DTR, PJ Walker. They're not doing anything. They played that all year. There was no 300-yard games. Amari Cooper was barely getting 100 yards a game. David Njoku was an afterthought. And now you got like the Pat McAfee show saying he's like the best tight end in the league. Well, yeah, when you got a Super Bowl winning quarterback throwing in the ball who's had very much success in the NFL. So without Joe Flacco, I don't think you look at Kevin Stefanski as a coach of the year candidate. So let's throw that out right now. Let's look at that variable. And you got Houston. Off the top of my head, I can't remember his name. But he's great. I love him to death. He changed the culture down there. But my only issue with that is, they had a winning record and they got in the playoffs. And when C.J. Stroud went out, they didn't win a freaking game. So, again, it comes down to coaching. You got to coach these backup quarterbacks to perform in games. You got Case Keenum down there not winning games at all. David Mills not winning games. So if you got C.J. Stroud, and C.J. Stroud's the reason you're winning games because he looks really good for an NFL quarterback. Man, Ohio State messed up with him. Whew, boy. And Ryan Day, you look like shit now. But without that, what are you doing now? Because you don't really have a quarterback. You don't really have a quarterback per se now. I wanted a little flavor of that. So I think it's Antonio Pierce. Let's throw him out now because backup quarterbacks can't get it done. So then when you're looking at coach of the year, I think the only person you can actually give that to is Dan Campbell. I mean, honestly, I think he should have got it last year because he took a team and only won 1 game. Congratulations for them. That's a great turnaround. I love the Dan Campbell story. I hope Detroit wins it all. I really do. Even though I think the Ravens will take the entire thing. Give it up to Dan Campbell. Give it up, man. I mean, I think you watch that turnaround and him not getting a coach of the year, that's nuts. That's actually nuts if that happens. So I think Dan Campbell should have coach of the year. I don't think Stefanski should have it. And when you're talking about rookie of the year, let's just say it. CJ Stroud, he's putting up numbers that are absolutely freaking amazing for a rookie quarterback. Now, he missed some time, and quarterbacks dominate the NFL, but if it's not CJ Stroud, and honestly, this is my argument, I think it should be Nacua from the Rams. I think he had the best year of any rookie. He beat the rookie record for catches and yards. I mean, how does he not get that? And I'm a CJ Stroud fan. I think he's really freaking good, but you can't give him the rookie of the year when he missed games. I don't think Nacua missed a game. I think he might have missed one, maybe two. I don't follow the Rams very closely, but I try to keep up with things. Because I know they had Matt Stafford get hurt there with his finger. Wentz came in. I think Wentz needs to be on an NFL roster as a starter. I actually think he's better than Jared Goff, especially that year he was almost MVP for the Eagles. But, as for Rookie of the Year, I'd say Nacua has to have that. If not him, they'll give it to Stroud because it's a quarterback-dominated league. But you should really give it to Nacua. That dude's played his ass off all year. He's a truck, too. Like, he's one of them receivers, kind of like a Hines Ward. When he catches the ball, you don't want to tackle him because he's going to hit you harder. Man, I remember watching Hines Ward getting all pissed off because I really wasn't a fan of Hines Ward, honestly. Because I'm from Ohio. He's a Steeler. I don't like Steelers. But anywho, then Defensive Player of the Year. I know everyone's saying, oh yeah, Myles Garrett. There was like 4 games in a row he didn't get a sack at all. He didn't get a sack. He didn't record a tackle. And hell, I don't even think in the playoff game against the Texans he even had a pressure, for God's sake, on CJ. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So, I think the Defensive Player of the Year should probably go to TJ Watt. TJ Watt is, what a phenomenal athlete. If it's not him, Danielle Hunter had a hell of a season in Minnesota. I mean, he led the sacks there for a couple weeks, then TJ just exploded. I think linebackers and ends kind of dominate the Defensive Players of the Year a lot. But that's just me. I'm not like Sauce Gardner had a great year, but as for Defensive Player of the Year, you got to go. I do think it has to go to TJ Watt. He just performs. Them Watt boys got something different in their blood, man. They just perform and perform and perform so much. And then, I mean, those are like the biggest rewards I can think of when you're looking at Defensive Player, Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, is it even a question? It's got to be Tyreek Hill. Like, Tyreek Hill has to be your Offensive Player of the Year. Did I cover it? So your MVP has to be Lamar. He's played out of his mind this year. Anybody who says otherwise doesn't watch football and doesn't understand rushing yards, passing yards. So you got Lamar as MVP, got hands down. Offensive Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud or Nacua. Defensive Player of the Year, it has to be TJ Watt. It just has to be. Coach of the Year has to be Dan Campbell. I mean, yeah. As much people talk about Kevin Stefanski, no. There's no way. I've said this before, and I don't even remember what I said in this video, but he got bailed out from Joe Flacco getting off the couch. Joe Flacco came in, started throwing 300-yard games. Without him, they don't make the playoffs. I think I just repeated myself when I said this, but it's true. Without him, they can't run the ball. Nick Chubb was out week 2 against the Steelers, Monday Night Football, prime time. Or was it Thursday? Monday night? Thursday night. One of the two. all white uni debut, and his leg went the opposite way. So I mean, can't run the ball because Ford, Strawn, they're terrible. They can't read a hole. I swear they can't read a hole. Offensive line couldn't do nothing. Deshaun Watson looked like crap except for 2 quarters against Baltimore. Congratulations, Deshaun. I hope you return to glory. Then he's out. PJ Walker, nah. DTR, nah. So I said put him anywhere else. In Cleveland, and Kevin Stefanski's not even in the conversation for Coach of the Year. So that's my opinion on that. The defensive Rookie of the Year, I really don't know. There's actually a lot of candidates for that. Like Jalen Carter, Philadelphia. The first freaking 10 games, he played out of his freaking mind, man. That dude was making pressure. Man, he was doing good. Then I don't know what happened to Philly. They just collapsed all over themselves. And it's kind of sad to watch that because you thought that they were a better team than that, but they were not a better team. Gotta go this way right now because the road's blocked off. Anywho, yeah, I thought that was a definitely not a good season for them. But let's recap this. Rookie of the Year, I'm just gonna lock in Nacua. Coach of the Year has got to be Dan Campbell. Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. My other picks are in this video. I can't remember them all. I don't remember what all I talked about. I'm just like you guys. I don't remember jack shit about what I talk about half the time. But, whatever. I'm not going to complain about it. Memory's not the best. Played a lot of years of football. A lot of shots to my head. So, I don't have the best memory. My girl will tell you the same thing. I don't remember jack. I don't remember nothing. But that's my picks for that. I mentioned this in one of my other videos. I'm going to put up another video. I'm going to try to do more car talks, but mostly about football, sometimes about life, fitness, positive energy kind of thing. But I'll probably take 3 or 4 days off because I got to go to work because my schedule is really weird. You guys probably... I got 5 on, 5 off, 4 on, 4 off. And I carpool to work, so it's kind of hard for me to make a video unless I do one lifting in my garage. So, you guys will enjoy this. I'm planning on keeping going, so just give me a little break. I might do videos in my garage, put them up so you guys can see my takes on things. And then please feel free to argue in the comments, or if you guys want to comment, go ahead. I'm open to a lot of talk. I love talking sports. I like talking life. I like talking about anything, positivity, anything like that. So go ahead, just, do it up. Oh, my hair is looking sweaty as shit. Chest workout was good. But yeah, I don't care about likes and subscribes. You guys don't have to do that. But if you guys view it, you guys got an opinion, please go ahead and put it down. I'm going to reply to as many people as I can. If it's about football, yeah, let's go. And then once football is over and the NBA playoffs start, I just want you to know I'm going to be talking about the NBA a lot because I am a sports fanatic. I love sports. I love everything to do with sports. So, and we can debate the GOAT and things like that. But, as of right now, that's that's basically what my channel is going to be about. So, like I said, comment. I don't care about likes and subscribes. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for a log for myself. Kind of, I think it's interesting to do that through a time lapse to see where you're at in life. But all right, guys, be happy, be positive. Don't get down on yourself. Push through anything because I know if I can, you can. All right, have a good day.